Hello there. Welcome to EMS Grade 9. In this video, we want to look at paper 1 of the question paper of November 2023. And we are going to look at section A, that is on short questions. So we're going to start on the first section, that is on multiple choice section. So please don't forget to subscribe and share. Don't forget to share the link to our colleagues who are doing Grade 9 EMS. So we're going back to our question. We are going to start on multiple choice questions. So the first part of the question reads: the various options are provided as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the answer and write only the letter A to D next to the question numbers. That is 1.1.1 to 1.1.5 in the answer book provided. We are given how to present it in your answer book. I given an example of how to present your answer in the answer book. So on the first part of the question, 1.1.1, it says creditors control can be classified as A or N. But we know that when we purchase or buy goods on credit, we are going to regard the person or the business that we've bought from as a creditor. So those are businesses or people that we've bought from, we record them in the creditors control. And we obviously, these are the people or businesses that we are owing money as a business, and obviously they become liabilities, and we expect to pay them within a period of 1 year, that is 1 year or less, and we classify that as a current liability. So the appropriate answer that we have there, we've got current liability on B, so B becomes the correct answer. Then we move on to the next question, 1.1.2. BHS wholesaler sells goods on credit to A-Money. A-Money is known as a dash to the business. So remember, the key word that we have there is that we are selling sales goods on credit. So obviously, when you sell goods on credit to A-Money, A-Money becomes our debtor, and A-Money is owing us money as a business, and it's our debtor. And obviously, we are going to classify that as a current asset, as we expect A-Money to pay us the money within a period of 1 year, that is 1 year or less. So it becomes our debtor. So according to the responses that we have there, we have got data on C, and our data becomes the correct response that we have. Then move on to the next question, which is 1.1.3. The dash account normally has a debit balance. So we have to know where do we have our debit balances in the books of our accounts, that is in our ledgers. Remember, all expenses should have debit balances and all assets should have debit balance. So that's the hint that we have. So obviously, according to the answers that we are given there, we've got stationary, capital, commission income, and creditors control. But we know that capital represents owner's equity, and obviously it has a credit balance, and then commission income is an income, and all incomes has a credit balance. And then creditors control is a liability, and all liabilities have got credit balance. Then we are left with stationary. So stationary, when we have the stationary at the end of the period that is remaining in the business, is an asset. So obviously that describes it having a debit balance. So obviously we are having A as our correct answer. So we have got A as the correct answer. Then we go to the next question, 1.1.4. Equipment purchased on credit will increase. Remember, equipment is a non-current asset. A non-current asset meaning we expect that equipment to stay in the business for a period of more than 1 year. And a non-current asset, another name we say it's a fixed asset. So according to the response that we have it's equipment purchased on credit. So we are seeing that we have got a double entry that is there. That is the equipment is an asset, but then it's being purchased on credit. So obviously, when it's not purchased on credit, it means we are going to create a creditor. So obviously, the double entry that we have there is that on this transaction we are supposed to debit our equipment. We debit our equipment, and obviously we are supposed to credit. We credit our creditor now. And this one is an asset, and a creditor is a liability. So you see that we've got an asset and a liability. So we have got C, which is saying both are correct response that we have. So we will see. Then we go to the next part of the question, which is now 1.1.5. We say an EFT was processed to Self-Surance on 25 October 2023. 3,900 rands was for the business annual insurance premium, and 1,400 for the owner's home insurance. What amount will be recorded in the cash payment journal as insurance? So basically there, what is going to happen is that we've got two double entries that are there. First of all, we are going to, for the first one where insurance is being paid for business annual insurance, we are going to debit insurance, and then we are going to credit our bank. That's the first double entry that is involved. Then the second double entry, obviously, we are also going to, this is also, but it's for the owner's home insurance, which means these are going to appear as drawings. So we are going to, and obviously the payment is being made by the business's money. So we are going to credit also bank. So these are the two double entries that way. So it means we've got this double entry as the first double entry. And then we've got the other double entry that we have here being the second double entry. So basically, the question now is saying what amount will be recorded in the cash payment journal. And we know whenever we have a transaction that is affecting bank, we are crediting bank, it becomes our cash payment journal. Remember in our bank account, we can just maybe try to present it. There in our bank account, we are in the form of a T account. Let's say this is our bank account. We have the cash payment journal representing the credit side, and then the cash receipt journal representing the debit side. So when you are crediting, remember you have credit and then you have credit. So they are both credits. They are only they are both going to the credit side, which means they are going to the cash payment journal. So we have 3,900 being credited on the first one so we've got 1,400. So it means we are putting 3,900 and 1,400 in the cash payment journal. So if we add the two to get the total, let's just try to see what we get when we say 3,900 and then we add 1,400. We're going to get 5,300. So here it becomes 5,300. So representing our total that's supposed to go to the cash payment journal. So according to the responses that we have there, we are seeing that A is the correct answer that we have. So this is what we have in the first section of the multiple choice section. Then we go to the second section where we have got matching, which is obviously going to be our matching items. So on matching items, it reads, choose a term in column B that matches the description in column A. Write only the letter A to F next to question numbers, that is 1.2.1 to 1.2.5 in your answer book. And then you're given how to present it there in your answer book is here. Then column A, first explanation that we have is saying a debt that is payable over a period of more than 1 year. When it's a debt that is going to be repayable over a period of more than 1 year, it's going to be a non-current liability. So we are going to check there if we have got non-current liability in column B, but we don't have the term non-current liability, which means we can look for a non-current liability that we have in column B. But if you see that we've got the mortgage bond C, which is representing a non-current liability. So of course, we have got C matching at the explanation that we have on 1.2.1, which is going to be C. Then on 1.2, provide the summary of the amount owed to the business for goods sold on credit. So this one provides a summary of the amount owed to the business for goods sold on credit. So remember, when we sell on credit, the people or business that we are selling to on credit becomes our debtors, and obviously they are going to be recorded in the debtors control. And the debtors control will give us the summary of the amount owed. So we've got debtors control on F here. So here then F is the correct response. Then 1.2.3, an expense account. Let me check whether that is matching an expense account there, but you see that a cost of sales is an expense account. This is just the cost of sales. Remember, when we have an expense, we are paying money, or we are assuming that we are paying money. It might be a non-cash item being an expense, but the basic behind it is that we are paying money, or we are assuming to pay money. So our cost of sales, we are paying money, so it becomes a part of expense. So you've got E on 1.2.3. Then 1.2.4, for every debit entry, there must be an equal and corresponding credit. This explains double entry. And this is the double entry principle. Remember, it says every debit entry has got a corresponding credit entry with the same amount. So that's what we have. So remember, double entry disregards or it doesn't allow the issue of debiting and debiting on the same transaction. It has to be a debit and a credit on the same transaction, or a credit and a debit. So we have double entry principle, which is A. Then we go to the 1.2.5 saying increases the bank account. So we try to see which one increases bank account. We know that is the cash receipts journal. Remember all the explanation that we gave previously. That cash receipts journal would be on the debit side. That's where we find on the bank account. That's where we have cash receipts journal. So obviously, whenever we debit an asset, it's an increase. So we come here and we are seeing that we have cash receipts journal there as our correct response. So we have D. We're going to 1.3. It reads, choose the correct word or term Choose the correct word or term from within the brackets for each of the following statements. Write only the correct word or term in your answer book. Then you are given how to present it in answer book. You are given 1.3.6 here. And then they say asset. Then now is the money earned by business for selling goods to customers is recorded as. Remember, when we are selling goods to customers, we regard them as sales. It's not a current income, but we regard it's sales and it's a revenue. We say sales. So sales is the correct term that we have there. Sales. And then we go to the next part, 1.3.2, recording of the details of the transaction on a source document is the first step in the we've got accounting cycle in accounting equation, but we know that accounting equation is displayed by the formula assets is equals to owner's equity or capital. Owner's equity is which is also capital plus liabilities. So this is the accounting equation. So this is just not explained by the issue of source document, but you know that a source document is the first step in the accounting cycle. So you've got accounting cycle. Then you go to the next one, 1.3.3. The source document for rent received from a tenant is A. Remember, when you receive the rent, we are going to write a receipt. And the original receipt is going to be given to the tenant, and we remain with the duplicate receipt. So this is the correct answer, duplicate receipt. So we go to 1.3.4. EFT is an acronym for electronic funds transfer. So you've got electronic funds transfer here being the correct response. Then we go to the last part of the question. Attached assets are not purchased with the intention of reselling them at a profit. So remember, when we purchase fixed assets, we expect that fixed asset to stay for a longer period of time in our business, which is more than a year. And current assets are going to be expected to stay for a shorter period of time. And obviously, they are bought with an intention of being resold. That is in the form of our inventory or stock. So we have current. That is the correct response that we have there. So we can just indicate our current. So current is here. That's our correct answer. So that's the last part of our question. Thank you for listening. Hopefully this video was helpful. Let's not forget to subscribe and share. Let's not forget to share the link to our colleagues who are doing grade 9 EMS. Let's stay tuned for more videos to come. More typical examination questions are going to be uploaded on this channel. It's bye for now. We'll meet again in the next video.